Leaders coming to the line. Number 13, first-time winner, Carson Hocevar. Folks have compared him to a very young Dale Earnhardt.
We're going to hit the wall.
It's his show.
He's got it figured out now.
There we go. Now we got it.
I knew it.
Oh, boy.
Monday, May 29th, 2023. The Coke 600 had been postponed from the previous night and the 37-driver field was ready to get rolling. Little did they know the domino effect that would be set in motion during this race. For about 200 laps, it was your typical World 600, and especially in these next-gen cars, the fans tend to get a show. But around this point, tensions began to rise between Chase Elliott and Denny Hamlin. They made some contact on the front stretch after a restart, and while Fox was showing the replay, this happened.
Oh, trouble, front straightaway. Hard in the wall goes Hamlin. Chase Elliott.
The damage done to both cars instantly took them out of the race, and it didn't take long to realize what had happened here was entirely on purpose. After the contact, Elliott had turned his wheel into Hamlin's quarter panel and right rear hooked him into the wall. In the process, he broke the first rule of racing. If you're trying to wreck somebody else, don't wreck yourself. But he also broke the second rule. Don't make it obvious. With this, NASCAR suspended him for the next week at Gateway, and this is where the tale begins. Corey LaJoie was thrust into the spotlight, finally getting a chance in a top ride, substituting for Elliott, after showing great consistency in backmarkers throughout his career. What people didn't think about was that backmarker car in which he drove. Who would step into that seat? The answer was 20-year-old Carson Hocevar, known for being a bit of an agent of chaos in the truck series. It didn't take long for that kid to grab everyone's attention, though. When LaJoie got in the 9 car, he couldn't drag it into the top 20 all day. But the guy who took over his wimpy backmarker 7 car was wheeling and dealing up into the top 20, much to the surprise of the announcers.
Boy, is he giving that car a ride.
Until his brakes blew and his day was cut short. But the mark he made that day was one of skill, one of pure ability, and perhaps one of warning. It didn't take long for Hocevar to get another opportunity in the Cup Series. With an off-track fiasco, he was promoted into Noah Gregson's seat mid-season and instantly had some good runs. That landed him his first full-time ride with Spire Motorsports, and the rest is history. Over the course of the past 2.5 seasons, Hocevar has dragged that once pitiful backmarker team all the way up to dang near championship-level contenders. In 2024, he finished top 10 at Texas, Gateway, Richmond, Michigan, Watkins Glen, and Homestead. In 2025, he thrust himself into consistent contention for wins. It started at Atlanta, when he was about to win, but a caution came out. But his newfound competitiveness did not come without its controversy, like when he tried to squeeze 3 wide into the lead at Atlanta with literally no room. The bold moves that Hocevar has made over the past few seasons have left him with a rough reputation in the garage. But here's the kicker. He simply doesn't care.
I'm just having fun. We're sitting there cracking jokes the whole time.
He's admitted that he has no friends in the NASCAR garage. There's not a single driver who he spends any time with.
Who do you hang out with?
Just a bunch of my Irish buddies.
You have no other racer buddies?
Nope, none.
But clearly, he has no regard for that. He's just here to win. Perhaps this is the reason why many prominent figures in NASCAR have compared him to the intimidator himself, Dale Earnhardt. An early career reckless abandon, no regard for making friends on the track, and a highly marketable I don't care attitude lands them in similar boats. And while at first it sounds crazy, it's not just random fans making this comparison. It's legends of the sport like Mike Joy, or how about even Dale Earnhardt Jr. himself saying it.
But Hocevar a little bit is kind of like a young Dale Earnhardt in a way.
He reminds me of Dale Earnhardt.
It was quite fitting that Mike Joy compared Hocevar's celebration to Earnhardt's windshield cleaning. Just look at them side by side. There's something in Carson Hocevar which simply separates him from the rest of the pack. Maybe in part it's his social media presence, where he constantly pokes fun at himself when things go wrong, or humble brags when things go well. Maybe it's the fact that he goes on stream and just speaks like a normal person in a world where almost every other NASCAR driver holds back to protect the interest of sponsors. Or maybe it's that he simply thinks differently than other drivers. Sure, he might just be crazy, but sometimes in NASCAR you need to be a little crazy to get an advantage, especially in an age with spec cars, with the finest margins that we've seen in perhaps the entire history of NASCAR. That famous phrase about going for gaps that exist might ring more true than ever. But that all brings us back to today. Carson Hocevar is a NASCAR Cup Series winner, and I suspect this won't be his last by any stretch of the imagination. While it may not have come in the flashiest of ways, getting the lead off of a good pit stop and strategy and just simply holding it, there's certainly no question that he made up for that and then some in the post-race. And I mean, you knew something crazy was about to happen in the celebration as soon as he crossed the finish line. I even texted my friend during the cooldown lap, this is going to be an interesting celebration. But even with me expecting it, there's still only 2 words that I can think of that can adequately describe the win, celebration, and potentially the career which we are about to witness. instantly legendary. Thanks for watching, everyone.